sales and marketing platform. It includes a CRM, marketing automation, and lead management. We're the brand standard CRM for Sotheby's International Realty, Corcoran, Windermere, and several other brands where sphere selling is the core of what they do. Their agents are focused on repeat business and referrals. And this is one of the key reasons we're one of the CRM of choice options. Lofty and Bold Trail, they're great for businesses driven purely off lead gen. And we're great at that too, but nothing compares to Cloze for sphere selling. And I'm going to show you why as we go through today's presentation. I wanted to start by sharing some interesting research with you. You all have databases, I'm sure. You've got contact apps, Google Contacts, you've got CRM possibly, spreadsheets, contacts on your phone, contacts in a lot of places. But what's pretty interesting as we did our analysis is that 88% of the people the average agent talks to never make it into a database. And that's because it's frankly a lot of work to get it into that database. Traditional CRM is more like an empty box. You've got to put everything in there by hand. First name, last name, email, phone number, just a lot of work to create a contact. So all those people that we interact with, they never make it in to our CRM. We're all very relationship oriented in real estate, and we tend to meet a lot of people. They can be at local events, they can be parents on the sideline at a soccer game or baseball game, all kinds of different places where we might interact with folks. But the struggle is getting that in, especially for sphere selling. If we're focused on sphere selling and only 12% of our contacts are getting into our database, it makes it a lot harder. And that's where Cloze is really helpful. Cloze discovers those relationships and those contacts and creates them for you automatically. There are a lot of what we call electronic breadcrumbs out there of these relationships. Maybe it's a mailing list from that soccer team your kid's on, or maybe baseball team or some kind of chamber of commerce group you're part of, or maybe a charity. All these different places where we might see contacts go by in our communications that never show up in our database, but they're key to doing our sphere selling. And this is where Cloze is very different. Cloze uses the history of your communication all the way back in time to map out the relationships across your entire sphere. We keep track of it for you so you don't have to do it. And when the time is right, you can always access these contacts. And Cloze will even surface them too at the right time. The way we do this is by allowing you to connect all the different places you communicate with your clients. You connect your email account, your calendar, Google Drive, Dropbox, Slack, and even your real phone number. And what I mean by that is you can connect your iPhone or your Android phone, and Cloze is going to track your calls and texts automatically without any work on your part at all. It is your real number. We're not asking you to sign up for a new number or anything like that. Cloze will automatically keep track. Even if you're dialing from outside of Cloze, even if you're texting outside of Cloze, all that information is tracked for you automatically. So you don't have to do all that busy work. Now, of course, it's up to you on what you want to connect. You don't have to connect your iPhone or your Android phone, but if you do, we're going to keep track of all that communication for you automatically. Now, of course, when you've got this kind of information moving through any system, privacy is really important. No one, not us, not EXP, not anybody on your team, if you're part of a team, can see your private content. It's explicitly private. We operate all over the world, as you saw on the previous slide. And so we follow those much stricter data protection and privacy programs that we need to support across all those different countries. If you are working as a team, you can of course share. We'll get into that as we go here in the training. But one thing to understand is that if you are working as a team, everything starts off private, and then you can choose what's going to be shared if you wish to do so. Now, another important concept here is that all of your contacts live uniquely in your own database. They're not mixed up with anybody else. We don't commingle information across databases. So every single agent has their own unique Cloze account and database when they sign up. And that has a lot of advantages. It has a lot of privacy protection advantages because it protects your data. No one can see it. It also means you have portability. If you ever decide you leave your team, you can take your Cloze account with you and keep using it. Or nobody likes to talk about it, but if you decide you're leaving EXP, you can also take your Cloze account with you. It's completely portable. There's no exporting needed, no reconfiguration or anything like that. You can just take your account with you. So you get the advantage of portability with Cloze. I know that's different than a lot of the systems you see out there, but you do get that advantage with Cloze. Again, connect as much as you want to Cloze or as little. We've got a lot of controls built in so you can decide if you want to track communications on friends and family. That's always a gray area because we tend to do business with our friends and family. So how we manage that is very controllable inside of Cloze. What I'm going to walk through next is how Cloze uses this information to assist you. We have a lot of artificial intelligence built into Cloze, and our AI assistants are going to use this information and surface important things that you might need to get done or nudge you to follow up. All kinds of different capabilities built on top of this data set of information that's flowing through Cloze. A good example here. You get an email, client asks for something, give me a call on Saturday morning. Cloze is going to see that email and understand that you need to get back to them. So it'll nudge you on Saturday morning to make that call. Or maybe you don't have all of the contact information in Cloze yet. Well, Cloze is going to see that email signature and extract any information that's not already in Cloze, so you don't have to do it. Again, eliminating that busy work. So one thing you're going to find as you start to use Cloze is that contacts are created automatically and contact information is updated automatically based on anything it sees. So you don't have to do it. Again, that personal assistant side of Cloze that really helps save time. We don't want you spending hours and hours inside a CRM. It's just not a good use of your time. Here's another example. Cloze is analyzing those communication patterns that you have across your email, your text, your meetings, calls, all that activity. It understands deeply your communication patterns, how frequently you talk to any of your given contacts. It'll pick up on those patterns and then remind you to reach out automatically. And it's not based on any arbitrary date. It's based on your real communication history. You can fine tune it. We give you some settings. So if you want to stay close to hot leads and be reminded automatically every week, you can do that. But Cloze will also pick up on patterns and then nudge you to reach out. Another important thing here is we're not only nudging you to reach out, but you can take action right from Cloze. You don't have to jump over to another app. You can email them right from your real email. You can call them using your real phone number. You can text them. You're also going to find that we have a built-in automatic goal tracking system right inside of Cloze. Now, what's interesting about this, and we can go on quite a bit on this one, it's similar to Apple's Health app. We built it so it's automatic. You don't have to set it up. So just like if you started using Apple's Health app on your watch and looking at it, you didn't set that up. It just starts tracking automatically for you based on your prior activity. Same thing with Cloze. It's going to pull in from your SkySlope or .loop your sides and all that information. When you connect that, it's going to understand how frequently you contact your sphere, how frequently they get back to you. It understands all that information and it's going to set goals for you. And then its pacing will keep you on track. You'll see if you're ahead or behind. It even understands seasonality. It understands what day of the week it is. Maybe you do more outreach on Wednesdays instead of Tuesdays. It won't nudge you until the right time. So it does a lot of work for you automatically. It keeps track of GCI and things like that. You'll see that right at the top of the Cloze agenda. It's also going to remind you about key dates. Again, connect your .loop, connect your SkySlope, and we're going to bring in those purchase and sale anniversaries and then remind you every year automatically. You'll also get reminders for things like birthdays or wedding anniversaries, any of those that you put into Cloze. If you have them in a spreadsheet from another system, you can import that in. We'll help you do that as well. When it comes to what's included in the CRM of choice package for all of EXP, there are three things we're including here. Cloze CRM, you can see that here. Full platinum plan, if you're checking out our website, that's included in the CRM choice. We're also including our marketing automation in that package. So you can do all kinds of design work. You can use our AI assistant to write new content. We call that our Ghostwriter. Canva integration is very deep and extensive. I'm going to give you a demo of that. You're going to be really excited about how fast it is to create marketing content inside of Canva using this integration. Navigate to any listing you have. And oh, by the way, those listings are going to come in automatically. Your listings are going to sync into Cloze automatically. Click on one of those listings and you can send it over to Canva and it's going to automatically create all your marketing materials. Social media content, flyers, advertisements, whatever you got. It's going to do that for you without a lot of work. Really just a couple of clicks. And all kinds of campaign automation you can take advantage of. And it also includes our lead management capabilities. This is really important if you've got a website and leads are coming in from it, or you've got campaigns running and you want to bring those leads into Cloze. We can do this for you automatically. The nice thing about this capability is it doesn't matter what type of website provider you have. Cloze can capture leads regardless of what website you use. I always like to describe the inbox as where leads go to die, because you get an email alert from one of your providers, goes in your inbox, and then you may or may not see it. And by the time you get back to them, it's almost too late. So what Cloze is doing is extracting that lead information and notifying you right away. And it can even kick off campaigns and follow up for you, do all kinds of things. But know you have that functionality too. No additional charge for any of these features. They're all included in the bundle we have for EXP. Okay, next up, I'm going to give you a demo. Here's Cloze on my iPhone. It's a live demo here. I'm going to start off on my iPhone and then I'm going to switch over to the desktop, but I wanted to give you a feel for what Cloze looks like on your iPhone. As I said before, we started on mobile. So before we even had a desktop app, we started on iPhone and Android. So everything you can do on your iPhone or your Android phone or your iPad or your Android tablet, you can do on your desktop. It's all exactly the same. You don't have to relearn how to do things. Functionality is exactly the same, which is really important. If you're away from your desk and you want to take care of something, you expect to have all the functionality. Everything I cover here works exactly the same on the desktop. Different form factors, though. Obviously, some things get a little more space on an iPad or on your computer. We'll show you how that's different, but functionally, all exactly the same. Here's the agenda. Think of the agenda as your action plan for the day. It's going to include a variety of different things that Cloze has surfaced for you. It's acting as that personal assistant. We don't want you to spend hours and hours trying to work through your CRM. The goal here is start your day here. Think of it as a routine. Top performing agents always have a routine. Think of this as your morning routine, somewhere around 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, depends if you connect with clients as you use it, but not hours and hours of work. Cloze is bringing everything you need to get done together in one place and also is fully integrated with your email, your phone, text messages. One of the reasons I like to start on my phone is that if I'm going to make a bunch of calls, I just swipe and I can make the call right from my phone. Really easy. So you don't have to bounce around to different apps. Instead of a to-do list that's very manual, Cloze is bringing everything together. Here's that goal tracking I mentioned earlier. This is going to work based on your activity, based on the number of sides you've done historically, how you work, completely unique to you. It's going to adapt and change over time, and you can make changes to it too. So if you want to set higher goals for yourself, you can. But again, think of it as that health app. It looks at your history of how you exercise, and then it creates goals and keeps you on pace. Cloze is doing the same thing. We're keeping track in the background on how you operate. It sets the goals for you automatically. Let's go down a little bit. I'm going to skip over some things and start with the keep in touch reminders. It's always a good place to start, and then we'll come back to some of the other things. You can see here I've got 6 keep in touch reminders on my agenda. Cloze is using that communication history to understand the last time I was in touch with somebody. It's not an arbitrary date in a calendar or anything like that. It's based on when you really talked to somebody. You had a meeting in your calendar, or you emailed somebody, or they called you, or they texted you. It's very concrete. It's based on real communication history. You can see Sophia, I haven't talked to in 4 months. Gina, it's been 25 days. Leslie, it's also been 4 months. Different patterns for different people. Let's look at Gina first. I'm going to swipe. You can see I've got different actions. If I swipe release on call, it's going to bring up her phone number, and I could tap on that number and dial her up right through my iPhone. Easy to do. If I jumped over to the phone app and made that call there, we're still keeping track. So it doesn't matter. You can do it either way. In fact, when I do that swiping, it's just going to bring me over to the iPhone phone app. If I swipe and release on mail, it's going to bring up an email editor. Just like if I was going to send an email through the mail app that's built into my iPhone or Gmail or anything else, it's the exact same thing. In fact, when you send an email through Cloze, you're sending it through your real email. When Gina gets this email, it's going to look just like I sent it through Gmail or Outlook or iCloud or whatever I'm using. No difference at all. We send through your real email. So you're going to see the message in your sent folder outside of Cloze. Okay. When you first get going, we're going to prompt you to set up your signature. We're working with your marketing team on getting some EXP standard signatures in there so you don't have to do any work. If you need assistance on that front, just reach out to our support team. We're more than happy to help you. You can see here, we've got a built-in template, as we call them. So checking in, hi Gina, we haven't talked in a bit. Very simple template, but a really easy way to just check in and reach out. A lot of people just use the standard template, but I'll give you a tip. Lower right, kind of see down here, lower right corner there, there's a little light bulb. See that light bulb right there? If we click on that light bulb, it brings up what we call our Ghostwriter. I can have it write something new for me, or I can just change it. I'm going to tap on authenticity there, and it's going to write up a new email for me. I just wrote up a new one. I'm going to tap on it again and say, write me a new subject too. Long time, no see, let's reconnect. Very simple. Use the Ghostwriter. Think of this as built-in ChatGPT. So you don't have to bounce out to ChatGPT, you can just write the content here. The built-in templates are a good way to get you started, and then you can use the generative AI to create new content. You can do that as many times as you want. Get the idea. Now another tip, upper right corner, drop down menu there. If I tap on that, it's going to give me several different options. I can schedule the email. If I want it to go out in the future, I could do that. Maybe I want it to go out tomorrow, that kind of thing. Or maybe later this evening. I tend to do email late at night, so sometimes I schedule email to go the next day, so I could say tomorrow. Easy. Then tap on the check mark. Another thing that's very helpful in here is that we give you the ability to set an automatic follow-up. So I can tap on follow-up reminder. And this is the one I use myself all the time. If no reply. If Gina doesn't reply to me, remind me next week. By doing that, I don't have to remember, did I send the email or not? Cloze is going to do it for me. It gives me a built-in follow-up. It'll nudge me. If it's been a week, she hasn't gotten back to me, I'm going to get the reminder. Now that bell icon where it says tracking right here, one of our most popular email features. It's email open and link click tracking. When Gina opens this email up, I'm going to know that she opened the email. I'm going to get notified. Similar to if you've used any kind of email marketing tool, they tell you open rate, things like that. We do that for your personal email, not just your mass email. So when Gina opens this, you're going to get notification, or if she clicks on any link. This is one of those features that you use it a few times and you get addicted to it. It's really helpful because you'll see a flurry of opens. You'll know, oh, they opened it. Get ready. They might call you back or email you, that kind of thing. Really popular feature and very helpful. When you're done, you can just tap on send. Easy to do. Lower right corner, call those templates. See that right there? You can bring that up. And any content you've created or want to create, you can store in your own personal library. If you love the email you just wrote, tap on that create button and you've saved a template for future use. Your marketing team is also going to be creating content over time, and you can switch over and grab those templates and use them there too. Now the goal here is to work through the list. Do the same thing with Leslie, call them up, etc. If you want to skip somebody, you can do that too. Just skip them and we'll remind you on the next cycle. Very simple, work through the list. By staying in flow, live flow, this is how you get repeat clients and referrals. Keeping yourself on top of it. It's also a great way to stay on top of leads. Anybody you're working with just keeps you in front of them, and that makes a big difference. You're also going to see other types of reminders pop in. We call these blasts from the past. These are contacts that you once had a strong relationship with, and it's been perhaps several years. Keep an eye out for those. We don't send a lot of those to you. Cloze only sends at maximum a couple a day, but they tend to be past clients because you worked with them intensively, and then over time, the relationship faded. But Cloze's AI, because it went all the way back in time, knows you had a strong relationship. Those tend to be good opportunities because those are people that bought or sold a while back. They might be back in the market. So it's important to stay in flow with them. I mentioned open tracking. You can see a couple of examples here, emails sent earlier. That's what they'll look like. You're also going to get a push notification. So you'll see that on the lock screen of your phone or on your watch or whatever you're using for notifications. You'll see it there, which can be very handy. Important dates. These are going to flow in too. I've got a birthday there for Cersei. Swipe. Got a different template. Easy to do. Send off. Again, you can call. We can automate these and have them go out automatically. It's a simple setting you can turn on. But a lot of agents like to put a personal touch in, so it's not the same message every year, anything like that. So personal message will always go a little further, but the idea is work down the list. Purchase anniversary, you can see same thing, type in whatever you want. This is a regular email, so when you send it out, Michael here is going to think you just sent it, typed it up, no template or anything like that. Now going up the top here, new leads. One of the nice things about Cloze is it doesn't matter what website provider you have. Now we've got some integrations. You can take advantage of those integrations, and we're always working on more. We're working on a new one with Luxury Presence right now. You're going to see that later this summer. As I mentioned earlier, we get tons and tons of emails from all the various places where leads can come in. They go into our inbox, and then we've got to catch those leads. And it's a lot of work to get that into our CRM. What Cloze is going to do is extract that information out and alert you right away. There's a new lead. We'll give you a push notification and then create a contact. This is about as simple an example as I can show you, but I wanted to bring this up because it will save you a ton of time. You can see here, I've got a lead came in, fictional lead, obviously. In this example, I'm going to manually tap on accept and it will create the contact in Cloze and I can be on the phone. Lead hits my inbox, I get an alert. I can be on the phone in just a couple of seconds, very fast. What we're doing here is extracting her name, her email address, her phone number. We're marking it as a warm buyer. The source of the lead, it came in from my website, all done. So again, it doesn't matter what website provider you have. Key thing is getting those leads into your CRM, so getting them into Cloze. We can fully automate this too. Instead of you tapping on accept, it just auto accepts and fires off an email back to Ellen and starts a follow-up drip campaign. It'll keep reaching out to her until she engages, and then you can jump in. All kinds of follow-up you can do to automate. I know a lot of you are debating, oh, do I need a website or not? Well, if you have another website provider you're using, you can still use Cloze with it. And that's very common because there's a lot of different options out there. So if you're using WordPress and you like it, keep it, and then you can use Cloze alongside. If we go down a little further, you're going to see meetings come in. Any meetings you have from your calendar, those are going to come into Cloze too. You can swipe to add notes. You can reconfirm. If I haven't talked to Ariel here in a while, Cloze is going to prompt me to confirm. It's always nice to reconfirm. So Cloze does a good job of reinforcing those best practices that we all strive to do but don't always do, but you'll see it coaching you along the way. And that's really the way to think of the agenda, is it's assisting you, it's coaching you, kind of reminding you to do the right things. Here's a message that came in earlier. Let's tap on that important message. Somewhere in here, Cloze has caught something that I need to get done. It's put it on my agenda for 6 p.m. You can see the when there. Let's go through the message. Oh, there it is. Please send me anything that fits the bill this evening. Dave reached out and he said, hey, I need something by this evening. Cloze caught that and said, oh, I got to put that on the agenda and make sure Alex gets back to him. Pretty simple, but important. Our inboxes are overwhelmed with messages. It's easy to miss stuff. So Cloze is always watching and caught it. Very simple. Now at the bottom here, I like to think of this as my end of day wrap up checklist. I've got my finished meetings, my finished calls, all the activity that Cloze has been keeping track of is right there. And so maybe it took a call while you're driving your car, you couldn't add notes. Swipe, really easy to just swipe and add those notes, get them in there. When you're done, you can just mark it done, swipe the other way. Same thing with calls. Swipe to add notes, or you can even send a follow-up. Got a template built in for that. It's a pleasure talking to you. So lots of ways to do that quick follow-up, make sure you're getting your notes in, all the basics without having to jump around to a lot of places. I'm going to go back up here to Gina, look at a profile. This is a pretty common profile. You can see various information here, but we're featuring the timeline. The timeline is where you're going to see all the activity you've done with Gina. And this is going to include communications, so text messages, calls, meetings, emails, all that kind of stuff. It's also going to include updates from other apps you've connected. If you're using DocuSign or Dotloop or something else, you're going to see that in the timeline. Real Scout, maybe whatever you might be using. All that activity is going to show up in the timeline too. You always have one place to go to see all the activity around a specific contact. You can see here I've got a bunch of text messages, a call, email, lots of calls, all that information all logged in one place. One timeline, and you can of course expand any of these to read the details if you want to, or reply, whatever you'd like. So there's more details there. Now, if we go moving from left to right, I'm currently on the timeline. If I tap on notes, I can see all the notes I have with Gina. So I got a couple of notes there. I can expand to see the details if I'd like. Any note you take, you're going to see there. That also includes notes from other services too. So Evernote and OneNote would be good examples. You'll see those in there as well. Files, this is going to include all the files from the services I've connected. I'm using Google, so you can see my Google Drive is coming in here. So anything that mentions Gina Harris's name is going to show up in here automatically. Instead of uploading files into Cloze, we use the file storage services you're already using. If you're using Dropbox, great, keep using that. If you're using Google Drive or OneDrive, you can use all those. Same thing with things like attachments to emails. They're going to show up in here. If you want to quickly look for an attachment, go here and you'll see them. You can see I've also got one from DocuSign there as well. Good place to see all your documents in one place. If I go to do, this is going to show any kind of to-do I have either open, past due, or coming up. So I've got an important date, reminder to get in touch. That's today. And then important dates below. Real estate review, purchase anniversary, wedding anniversary, birthday, they're all right there. Anything I've set reminders, manual reminders myself, you're going to see those as well. And then on the about section, this is where you can store quite a bit of information. But we'll start at the top here. When it comes to where somebody is on a journey, that's what the relationship section is all about. Gina here is a hot buyer. Very simple. If I tap on the drop down, lots of other what we call segments that you can pick from, things like seller, renter, etc. Go down a little further. All of these can be expanded. Contact info, if I want to expand that, I can do that. At a glance, just some notes. Important dates. Let's look at those. This is where you enter things like birthdays, wedding anniversary, real estate review. All that information can be added very easily. Details. This section is really important because you can track things like referrals. Monty referred Gina to me, so I can track that. It's very helpful to know who's sending me my referrals. You can also link spouse and children. Max is linked spouse of Gina. If I tap on Max, it goes over to his profile and Cloze. Go back here. Then their kid is Sam, also a separate contact. Children you don't have to put in, but a lot of people do just to get the birthday reminders for them, so they pop a card in the mail, that kind of thing. So it's up to you. And then, of course, you can track things like referrals and stuff like that. What's the lead source? That's just a menu of different lead sources. Okay. Along the bottom, you're going to see a menu. This is where you can take action on this contact. The first one, the pencil, that's a note. I can add a quick note, we call them. I can dial her up, send a text, email. If I tap on the map, I can do a couple of things. I can jump over to Google Maps or Apple. You can configure this, Apple Maps, whatever you like. I can also manually log postal mail. So that's one thing we can't do automatically. Postal mail is just that. It's pretty manual. I mailed Gina. I can log, but maybe I did a handwritten note or something like that. Okay. All right. So that's contact profile. I'm going to stop there on mobile and jump over to the desktop and give you a quick tour over there. Then I'm going to dive into some of the marketing capabilities as well. Now I'm in the desktop version of Cloze. It's the exact same functionality that you saw on my phone. In fact, you can see it's the exact same agenda. No difference at all. The only difference is we have all this extra space over here on the right, so you can take advantage of that. I've got Gina. If I click on the arrow there, it brings up that same template we were looking at. All the same functionality. Upper right, I can do those various send options. We did the schedule before, follow-up reminder. You can set that. I could say next week. Again, if no reply, check. Email open tracking, also very popular. Those are set now. There's that email signature. Ghostwriter, that's the light bulb icon. If I want to rewrite it, tap on whatever option. It will write up a new email for me. You can do it again if you want to try it again, or you can have it write a subject. Easy to do. Generative AI is always helpful when we're staring at a blank sheet. You can see there's various sections here along the left. So inbox, that's an inbox where you would check your email. People section, that's where all your contacts are. So that's where we're going to go next. You can see here's all the contacts in my database. When you're looking at this view, you're going to notice there's several options you can pick from. I'm in the table view. This is my favorite view because you get to see a lot of information in a compact form, and you can fully customize the columns that are there. You can change the sort order, and we've got a lot of unique sort orders. So I do encourage you to explore those as you get set up with Cloze. We use that communication information to do all kinds of interesting sorting. So when did you first meet somebody? When did you last interact? When did they engage with you? These are all really helpful. Our default is who do you know best? So you can use all these different sorts to really dial into where it's most helpful for you. Now, when it comes to organizing, we have lots of different ways. I mentioned the journey. Tags are also really popular, so you can see some tags here. If we go back to Gina and look at her, you can see the different tags I have for her. So foodie, so she's into the food scene. I send her an annual gift, holiday card, and she's on my newsletter. Tags are another way to organize. I cut across the journey, so if she changes, she goes from a hot buyer to Cloze, she's all done. I still have my tags, and I can find her in other ways. Let's look at a pretty simple example of how you can take advantage of some of the marketing capabilities of Cloze. I'm going to search for that tag, put the hashtag symbol in, and then type in holiday. And so you can see all the people here are on my holiday card list. Next thing I can do, tap on the check mark. I selected all 101 people. And now I can send what we call a mail merge. What's nice about a mail merge is I can reach out to my sphere and I can do it in a very personal way. One of the things you're going to notice is that it's flipping through the names. So hi, Monica, Ashley, Bob, Joe, Nero, Ted. Each person here going through, they're a different recipient. when I hit send in the upper right, it's going to send a unique email to each person. In this case, 101 emails are going to go out, and I'm going to see 101 emails in my Gmail account in the sent folder. That's what I'm using to send this email, using that real email. 4th of July is coming up. Rather than trying to write something up on my own, I'm going to tap on the light bulb. Remember, that's our Ghostwriter. And then I'm going to select other topic. And why don't we say, wish a client happy 4th of July. And then down below, you can pick. I'm going to say authentic, leave that. You can translate to other languages if you'd like, and have other contacts. Other contacts can be really anything you want. That's something you can set up. It can be your personal bio. It can be information about your brokerage or services you offer. Those are easy to set up. I'm going to skip that for now. I'm going to have it, keep it short, generate a subject. The goal here is just to do some outreach. Tap on start writing, and it's going to create a template for me. Wishing you a happy 4th of July. Looks good. If I wanted to rewrite it, I can tap the rewrite button, use the content, and it just popped that in. Done. Really easy. You can see in a couple of seconds, I found my list, I selected them all, I generated the content, and then at that point, I can just hit send. I'm done. I just reached out to 101 people. And I can tell you, we've actually studied this. I know we love the glossy marketing emails, and Cloze will help you create beautiful emails you can send from Cloze. But everybody gets those emails. The emails that have the best performance are emails like this, simple text emails where they think you just reached out to them personally, because that's exactly what it looks like. When this email lands in their inbox, they know it was sent to just them because it's not bulk. It didn't go into their bulk sender kind of list, and it was sent with your real email. So I do encourage you to do these kind of emails because they'll get far better performance. People will reply back to you. It always works better. Now here's a nice trick too. Remember I showed you the spouse section a little while ago for Gina, right? If I click on this drop down here, I can add other recipients. Because I linked Gina's spouse, I can include them on the to line. It goes to both of them. I'm going to say spouse, add to, and then you're going to see some multiple names flip by. Ben and Mary, Sarah and Giancarlo. Each set of spouse couple, right, are going to receive the email on the to line. If we look over, I'm going to switch over and I'm going to go to customize. You can even go further. You can customize the content for each recipient. Let's look at Thomas and Margaret here. If I click on them, so you can see the to line, Margaret and Thomas, Margaret and Tom. Great. And I can add whatever else I want. Yeah. I can say, I apologize for my typing. Add something personal in there. That's probably not the right spot for it, but you get the idea. So if you get something personal, you can add it in. It's really easy to do. When you're ready, you can just fire it off, send it to everybody. I'm going to close it out for now. But a good example of good one-to-one sphere-based content, use the generative AI to create the content, looks really personal because it is really personal. So one of the things that we really stress with Cloze is how you can scale in a very authentic way. How do I reach out to lots of people in my sphere without having to do a lot of work in a way that looks personal and authentic? Okay, so let's go a little further here. I want to dive into the Canva integration. The Canva integration is one that I think you're going to really love. Canva and EXP have had a partnership for quite some time now. You have an app that you can use and your marketing team provides amazing templates. And with the app you have today, you can drag content from your listings into the templates your marketing team provides. What I'm going to show you here is how you can eliminate all the dragging and dropping and just click a single button in Cloze and it creates all that content for you. I'm going to go over to properties. Your listings, as I mentioned earlier, are going to flow into your Cloze account automatically. When you sign up, we'll bring those in automatically for you. I'm going to pick a property of mine, 1044 West Hill, Bear Island. This is a listing I have. Imagine this coming into your account automatically. Upper right corner, more options. If I click on that, you're going to see a send to Canva option. I'm going to click on send to Canva. Now, the first thing you're going to see is template packs and individual templates. You can see I've got a bunch of EXP templates here. We're working with your marketing team on getting this available to you. We'll do that as soon as possible. They're going to work on a approved set of templates for you. But when this is available, it's going to save you a ton of time. Here's a template pack. You can see it's got 9 brand templates all ready to go. So instead of doing one at a time, I can say, here's a listing pack that I'm going to select. I'm going to click on that. It's got my property, and here's my demo, Alex Estate. That's not what I look like, but you get the idea. And then it's going to create all these different templates for me. I'm going to hit create. And then within a few seconds, it's going to flip over to Canva, and you're going to see how all the pictures, all the information from the Bear Island property are all going to be in Canva. Here we go. Now we're in Canva. You're going to see that pop up in a second. There's a dedicated folder for Bear Island here. And then all these templates have been built out for me. So it really saves a ton of time. They're all filling out here. So why don't we click on the flyer here. So you can see the flyer is all filled in. We even do the QR code automatically for you. The picture, the price, all the beds, baths, the description, all the features, photos. Again, that's not me. All the contact information for the agent, all right there. You can even print them through Canva. If we go back, here's a Facebook ad it created. I'm going to tap on the play button here in the upper right and you get the idea. It created this whole ad video all on the fly with nothing else. Super fast. I think you're going to really enjoy this feature because your marketing team does an amazing job with Canva. We can autofill, as it's called, all the content right in, and you can see it's just done. You can still modify these. If you want to make changes, you can go into any one of these and change things around, modify it. Easy to do. If I go back to, here's a Instagram one, similar. You can press play and it's really nice. If we go back and say I want to change out a photo, something like that, you can use either the EXP app or Cloze has an app you can use. You can just bring up the property and you can drag in other images. And if you want to swap them out, you can see I just did that. It's easy to do. You can modify anything in here and drag and drop any of the content from our app right in. Should be a huge time saver for you. Definitely encourage you to explore it once we have the templates available for you. The other nice thing about Canva, as you probably know, is that you can then post directly. I can put this right on my Instagram account, just push it out, post it right from here. So I don't have to do anything extra. We can go from listing and close, send it over, autofill the template, post it to Instagram in under a minute, really fast. Okay, so that's the Canva integration. Highly recommend checking that out once it's ready. Figure that should be available to everybody before the end of the month. Huge time saver. Let's go to the Cloze library. I'm going to go there next. Cloze library is where marketing content is housed. So it can be a variety of different content. Over time, your marketing team will provide some templates in here for you too. We have some starters in there that you can take advantage of. You can also design your own content. The Canva integration is integrated with it too, so anything you design over there can be pulled into Cloze. But let's look at some basics and then give you an idea of how this all works. Let's start off with the Ghostwriter. So one of the nice things about the Ghostwriter is creating campaigns or creating content for campaigns can be a lot of work. If I tap on the plus here, go to our Ghostwriter, I'm going to say, I'm going to create a drip campaign. Lots of things you can do here. I'm going to pick, just for saving time here, you can type anything you want in, just type it in right here. But I'm going to pick one of these standardized ones that we have for the sake of time. So educate home sellers on the home sale process, or I could say increase the value of their home. Different options that are built in there just to get you started. But again, you can type in whatever you'd like. Drip style, newsletter and articles. You can do short personal emails, long personal emails. Depends what you're trying to do. Article type, best match. More recent can be helpful if you're trying to do something that's about an upcoming event or sports or something that's like right now. We'll pull in more recent content, the most up-to-date content. So it depends what you're trying to do. You can try both. I recommend doing that. And again, you can do the context. You can add the context if you'd like. Number of drips, I'm going to say 4, fixed amount of time, 2 weeks. I'm just building out this campaign, and then Cloze is going to do all the work. I'm going to hit start writing. You can see it's giving me some summaries here. Done this very quickly, maximizing home value, a seller's guide. So this is all the AI. Every time you hit the button, it's going to be different. I'm going to hit create content. Now it's going to go get some images. It's going to go find the articles, generate the summaries for each newsletter, and it's going to give me a bunch of options. So I can pick which one I like as I go through. I'm going to say create campaign. So you can see here, it's created an entire drip campaign for me. Send out the first email, wait a couple of weeks, send out another. I can go in and make changes. This is our real campaign editor. Don't expect you to dive in and know exactly how to use the campaign editor right out of the gate, but the nice thing about the Ghostwriter is it'll just do the work for you and you don't have to learn how to do it. You can do simple changes, change the wait time if you want it to go longer or faster, that kind of thing. Easy to do. And then you can click on any of these if you want to look at the content. Next, I want to transition to simply just creating a template. A lot of systems, this can be a lot of work if you're faced with a blank template. So let's look at how you can do that in Cloze. I'm going to stay in the library here, tap on the plus, then I'm going to go to marketing mail. And I'm going to start with one of the starter templates here. So I've got a basic template, and this includes some key starting points to a template. It's got a header graphic and then some contact information. You're going to see similar templates set up for you as well. Now, a lot of systems, every time you create a template, you've got to just start from scratch. And so it tends to be a lot of work, or maybe you copy an existing template. One of the unique things about Cloze is that we have what are called blocks. These building blocks allow you to quickly assemble your templates. So if you use something in all of your templates, or say you use the same content in some spots in your newsletters, instead of reproducing that each time, you can simply create a block and then reuse it each time you need it. So I'm going to scroll down here. I've got a section here of some blocks I've created that allow me to quickly add new content. So I'm just going to drag those in. You can see how simple it is to add content from these blocks. Very simple. A few drag and drops and I'm done. So it makes creating your templates very fast. So if you take advantage of the block system, create some blocks, and then you can reuse those over and over again. Again, we'll be working with your marketing team to add content over time, so you'll see new options coming out. A few other things while we're in here. Any of those services that you've connected, so for example, Canva. We were just looking at Canva a few minutes ago. You can drag Canva over, and then anything you've created in Canva you can also use. So I'm just going to search for a design I created previously. And there it is. I'm going to select that one. And this is pulling over from Canva and just adding that image right into my template. Makes it very easy. You can do similar things, videos. So if you've got a BombBomb video and you want to drag and put that in there, you could pick one of those videos and easily insert it. Same thing with YouTube. If you've got a YouTube video you want to pop in, just put in the URL and we'll automatically give you a nice preview image as well. So we do a lot of things to make it really easy to assemble newsletters in a short amount of time. The next thing I wanted to show you is how you can use our multilingual capability. Now, I know some of you may not need this feature, but if you do operate in a multilingual area, maybe you're in Canada, in Quebec, and you need to use French Canadian and English, you can do that. A lot of places you need to communicate in multiple languages. You have clients that work in different languages. So one of the things you can do with Cloze is you can use any piece of content you have and translate it into a different language. And that'll get you started. You might want to review it, do a little cleanup, make sure you like the translation, but it makes it very fast to work in 2 different languages. So I'm going to pick a newsletter I've got here, tap on edit. If you go to the bottom, you're going to see an option down here to translate all sections. When I select that, I can pick any language I'd like. I'm going to pick French Canadian, and now the entire template got translated to French Canadian. So you can see it's all been changed down here. It's in a different language. And you'll see on the left side will indicate what language. What this means from a practical sense is that a single template can contain multiple languages, and that each recipient receives the template in their correct language. And the way we do that is we have some AI that analyzes conversations between you and your clients. And if you're communicating in, say, French Canadian, Cloze will pick that up, set their contact record as French Canadian, and then when you send off your newsletter, it's going to send the French Canadian version to that contact that you've been speaking French Canadian with. And so it gives you a really nice advantage from a speed perspective, because you don't have to create different templates for different languages. You can have a single template with multiple languages. We see this a lot in areas of Europe that have got multiple languages, like Amsterdam's a good example of that. It's a dual language city. It's got Dutch and English, but also throughout the country, right? A lot of agents work in a lot of different languages, so it gives you a really nice way to support different communities with a single set of templates. You don't have to create lots of different content for different audiences. Next, I'm going to switch back to my slides, talk a little bit about how you can work as a team inside of Cloze. Now, one of the unique things about Cloze is that, as we talked about earlier, we automatically track calls and texts and emails, all those conversations you're having with your clients. When you're working as a team, you get the benefit of sharing that set of communication in a single view. If multiple people are talking to the same client, you can always catch up without having to do that traditional dance of asking everybody what's happening with a client. You can simply look at the timeline and see that activity. So Cloze gives you a unified view across all of the agents on a team in one place, which is really helpful. You'll see calls, texts, emails, and all of that. We also have an AI summary right at the top, so you can just quickly read the summary and you'll know exactly where you are with any lead, any client, whatever it might be. You can see that there at all times. Now, of course, a key thing about the way we track all this information is that even if you're working outside of Cloze, you make a call, you send an email, do all that outside of Cloze, we're still keeping track for you. It's automatically there. As we've talked about a number of times here, we've got lots of privacy control. So when it comes to working as a team, you're in full control. You can decide what to share. If you want to share all your text messages and emails, you can do so. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that. In fact, we've got a middle ground too. We call this redacted mode. And that middle ground allows you to say, I did make a call, I sent a text, I sent an email, but not share the full content of it. Just tell your team you're doing the communication. That's probably all they need in a lot of situations. It depends on the type of team, how you're working, but you do have a lot of control there. Those privacy controls really kick in and can be very helpful. More broadly, think about it as you're only sharing the contacts and the communication with the contacts that are being actively worked as a team. All your other contacts stay private. Another important part of working as a team is always staying coordinated. If you set up a shared contact list, you've got multiple people dialing that list, you want to make sure you don't step on each other's toes. You're going to see that indicated when you're looking at the contacts. We'll tell you if another person on your team is actively engaged with a contact, so you don't call the same person at the same time and avoid that kind of a mix-up. Now, another thing you do with Cloze is you can set when you're actively available. And when you do, you can say when your shift is going to start and when it's going to end. If you are working as a team and you're dialing leads, you want to make sure you're not only coordinated, but also, you know, when you're on duty, when you're not on duty. And this will really impact how leads are assigned. Things aren't assigned to you when you're off duty. Now, of course, with all of this, if you're working as a team, you need to see analytics. We've got leaderboards, so you can see all kinds of activity, calls made, emails sent, what's been received back, anything that's been automatically sent, even things like bombs. So how many bombs were sent? You can do things like that, but it gives you one place to go to see all that activity across your teams. You'll see a lot of different dashboards and analytics that you can use to understand what's happening across the leads you supply and the clients that you have on the team. When it comes to leads, as we talked about earlier, Cloze can capture from hundreds and hundreds of different lead sources. The way I always think of this challenge is that the inbox is where leads go to die, because leads come in from all these different places, they land in our inbox and we miss them. What Cloze will do is allow you to automatically extract that information out and make sure there's consistent follow-up. And we do this by extracting that information right out of email. We do this automatically for a lot of sources, But if there's any specific lead source you have that you want to make sure is working in your account, is being captured, you can either do this self-service. We've got tools that you can do it yourself, or you can reach out to our support team and they're more than happy to assist you. Think of it as you've got an email that's coming in from the lead source. Cloze will analyze it using AI, parse out all the contact information for you, and then once it's set up, it will just automatically capture it going forward. What's really nice about this is it doesn't matter what lead source you have, because all these lead services are sending you the lead by email anyway. We don't need a deep integration with a specific website provider or a specific lead source. Cloze can just access this information right from the inbox. It's a really nice AI feature, and you can capture not only the contact information, but the lead source and notes and comments and other things, and even update fields and tags. So you can be pretty sophisticated with it if you want to, or just make sure the basic information has been captured. From there, this is where it's especially important as a team, you can route those leads to the appropriate people. So capture right out of the email, and then we've got a lot of lead routing options you can take advantage of. Round robin, classic distribution, workload, who's available, who's got the most on their plates, that kind of thing. Jump ball, first agent to claim it wins it. Lead pawns, agents can grab leads out of the pawn. And then you can filter it by all kinds of different things. Zip codes, so like price point, leads, those kind of thing. And really automate from there. We have lots of campaign follow-up, drip campaign follow-up, nurture campaign capabilities that you can take advantage of. So this all gets strung together in a way that can really ensure all your leads are getting the follow-up they need. We touched on this a little earlier, but regardless of what website provider you have, those leads will still come into Cloze through the capture, and then can trigger those automated workflows, follow-ups, lead routing that we just discussed. Depending on the provider you have for your website, the faves and saves and all that kind of stuff can also sync into Cloze. If it's one of the ones we support, you'll see it, and we have more coming all the time. Reach out to our team about what website provider you're using, and we'll make sure that over time they're on our list to make sure they get integrated. And of course, your website provider can continue to provide all the safe search work that your clients are already taking advantage of. So you don't need to transition that to Cloze or anything like that. Just continue to use the website the way you've been using it, and then the lead information will flow in as needed. As we wrap up here, I just want to make sure it's clear as to what's included in the eXp CRM of choice. Cloze Business Platinum, the full capability there is included if you're looking at our website. Team support that I just covered, that's included. Lead management, the lead routing and the lead capture and all of that is included. Multilingual marketing, the ability to translate your templates, the ability to send a single template to multiple people and the right language lands in the right inbox. All of that capability is included. The Canva Enterprise integration is included, so the ability to autofill content from those listings that are automatically syncing into your Cloze account. And then all the integrations we have as well. We've got hundreds of other integrations. All of that's included, no additional cost at all. When it comes to integrations with the eXp solutions that are supported, Canva, SkySlope, Slack, Dotloop, all supported. And then eXp Access, which is powered by Zenlist, that's connected too. So if you're using Zenlist, it's a really nice integration because you'll see all that activity coming into Cloze. And where I mentioned earlier about the timeline, so Zenlist is a good example of that. And then we've also integrated with DialSafe, the national do not contact list. And then one thing that's missing from this list here is your integration with all of your listings. You're going to see those coming in automatically as well. Look at small sampling of the hundreds of integrations we have, but all the common kind of communication places, lots of marketing, lots of real estate apps, all kinds of things that you might use. If there's something you're looking for and you'd like to see it integrated, we have a special section on our website. You can look it up. But if not, just reach out to our support team. We're always adding new things. So some things are in process and coming down the road, but we always love to hear from you on things you'd like to see deeply integrated with Cloze. When it comes to migrating, we make this really easy. You're going to see when you first get your account set up, you're going to see on the Cloze agenda some getting started steps. We do recommend following those steps. They're easy. We have wizards to help you get through it. But one of those is just part of the migration process. So you're going to see import your contacts. If you've connected Google or Microsoft 365, we'll have already brought those contacts in from those sources automatically at this point. But you can also import contacts from your iPhone or your Android phone. Make that easy. And then you can also import a file. If you've got a spreadsheet that you've been carefully keeping track of over the years and you want to import that into Cloze, or maybe you've exported contacts out of another CRM, you can send that to us and we'll do that work for you. One of the options you're going to see there is let us import your file. Click on that, it'll open up an email. You can just attach the file, give us some instructions, give us some notes, and we'll make sure to help you get that in there. We don't expect you to learn the full importer right out of the gate, so we'll just take care of that for you. And so if you can export out of your previous CRM, send us that file, we'll help you get it in. We may ask some questions to make sure it's set up the way you want, but it's easy to do. Another important point to make, common question is, will there be duplicates? Cloze automatically merges contacts for you, so you shouldn't see a lot of duplicates. If we see the same email address on multiple contacts from multiple places, we'll merge those contacts together. Same thing with mobile phone numbers. We do a lot of the deduplication for you, so you're not going to see a lot of duplicates. You can safely connect your phone, you can connect your Google account, you can import a spreadsheet, and Cloze is going to smartly handle all the merging and deduplication for you, so you get a nice unified view of your contacts. But again, free service. Send us that file. We'll make sure to get it imported for you. Lastly, common question here, how do I start using Cloze? So go to the exptoolkit.com CRM of choice website, choose join the priority list, and then pick Cloze as your CRM. There's going to be some questions in there, help you get started, but that's how you get going. Again, thank you very much for joining today. We have sessions throughout the summer, so please join us for one of those upcoming sessions. We're going to drill into all kinds of training throughout the summer, so you're going to see dedicated sessions to really help you get started. These earlier sessions are all about telling you what we're about, but then we'll dive into the nuts and bolts of how to use Cloze on a daily basis, learn about the Canva integration and all kinds of things. So join us. We've got lots of sessions throughout the summer. Thank you. Talk soon.